Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the beautiful sign of Scorpio for the month of June 2021. I hope all my Scorpio friends are doing great out there. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be some parts that don't resonate. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest behind. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Scorpio. In the past position, you do have the Two of Swords, clarified by the Temperance. In the obstacle position, you have the Six of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Wands. In the present position, we have the Ten of Wands, clarified by the King of Pentacles. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Three of Cups, clarified by the Ten of Swords. Very interesting spread, dear Scorpio. Right away, looking in the past position, we do know that in the past you had to make a decision of some sort, because we do have the Two of Swords card in the past position, which suggests to me that the decision you had to make in the past was probably a difficult decision. You wanted to make sure that it is advantageous, but at the same time you didn't really want to rub anyone the wrong way who was involved in the situation. And so while it was a difficult choice, there were still some things that were kind of hidden from you, because we do see the moon here in the background. The moon, of course, is a symbol of illusions, but also secrets. So you had to make the decision, not really knowing all the information fully well. And it's interesting that the Two of Swords here is clarified by the Temperance, because Temperance is all about seeking balance, finding moderation, finding solutions to possible problems that you may have had. And so whatever decision you made in the past is affecting the spread, or affecting the month of June, I should say, and it's based on the decision that you had to make in the past. And sometimes people say, well, I did what the best I could with what I had in the past, so I'm moving forward as a result of that. But definitely the Two of Swords is a decision that we see was made based on logic rather than following your heart. You were trying to be very smart about that decision, rather than allowing your emotions to tell you where you wanted to go. Now in the obstacle position, we do have the Six of Swords, clarified by the Nine of Wands. The Six of Swords is a card that normally is actually quite good, because you're moving away from troubled waters, so from drama, from difficult, stressful situations towards better ones. But when you have this Six of Swords in the challenging position, it of course means the opposite. So it does relate to the decision that you made in the past, because you have the Six of Swords here. You're moving towards a little bit of stressful times, towards a little bit of a emotional ups and downs, if you will. And it's clarified by the Nine of Wands, suggesting to me that you may have taken on a little bit too much. You may have wanted to progress really fast, but when you have the Nine of Wands in the obstacle position, definitely things are going to be slower than expected, because wands are all about movement. And when you have the Nine of Wands in the challenging position, it means that you are not moving towards your goals as fast as you would like to, because there are different details that you have to address and deal with, and as a result it's kind of keeping you from moving forward. We do want to remember that both of these cards are minor arcana cards, so the month of June is generally going to be quite positive for you, but there will be a week in the month of June where you're going to feel a little bit stressed out. So make sure you meditate, make sure you drink plenty of water, make sure you ground yourself, make sure you take walks in nature to reconnect with the environment around you and raise your vibration as well. Now in the present position, we do have the Ten of Wands, clarified by the King of Pentacles. This is a very promising combination, because the Ten of Wands, yes, it's feeling like you are burdened by responsibilities, and you may feel like you have a whole world on your shoulders that you're carrying caring. The Ten of Wands teaches us to say no. One of the micro habits that are recommended for each and every one of us, no matter where we are in the world, is to say no at least once a week, because then you're able to establish boundaries. You're able to put yourself first. So it's important to try saying no once a week. It's also important to try saying yes. Only you know what is right for you, so tailor that advice as you would for yourself, because only you know what works and what doesn't. But it does look like you are spending a lot of time and energy on manifesting abundance and manifesting security and stability in your life, and as a result you have a little bit too much that you've taken on. Sometimes when we have the Ten of Wands in the present position, it lets us know that we worry too much about other people's opinions. So don't say yes to cultivate friends. Don't say yes to do anything for someone else. You want to make sure you put yourself first, and the way you establish security is you have to first establish security on the inside and then on the outside. How do you establish security on the inside? Well, you drink plenty of water. You make sure you have healthy habits. You make sure you have high vibration. When you have high vibration, you stay away from negative habits. You stay away from escaping reality as well through seeking perhaps alcohol, or perhaps too much attention, or perhaps spending too much money because it makes you feel better to shop. It's important to have healthy habits, because then your vibration starts to rise. When your vibration starts to rise, manifesting becomes very much easier. And look, you have the crowning energy of the architect here at the top of your of the deck here, and then the following card is the Ten of Cups. So you definitely have a lot of positive, wonderful energy coming towards you in the month of June. You just have to harness it. You just have to make sure you're aware of different opportunities and possibilities. And sometimes when you feel a little bit of overwhelmed, it's important, especially as a result of responsibilities, it's important to perhaps see if you can delegate some things. See if you can break complex tasks down into manageable ones. Anytime I have a project that comes up and it's really scary to me because it's so huge and I've never done it before and I get scared, I just break it down in manageable tasks. And I also reach out to people and ask for advice as well. But when you break down difficult, complex tasks into very, very small ones, it's much easier to do little by little. The same way with meditating. When you meditate a little bit for over like a year, it adds up and your vibration rises and you're able to manifest things into your life much easier. And of course, in the future outcome position, we do have the Three of Cups, which is a card of community and gathering. It's a card that tells us you're going to celebrate something in the month of June, and your family is going to be there and your friends are going to be there, and you're generally going to have a really wonderful time. Although there's going to be some anxiety. There's definitely a little bit of anxiety and worry because we do see the Ten of Swords make an appearance. The good thing about Ten of Swords is, number one, when you have it in the future outcome position, you can avoid it. The tarot cards are guidance. They're not actual sort of destiny written in stone. You're able to adjust the course you're moving down. So, you're able, you have the control, and that's important to remember. But the Ten of Swords, definitely, it's a card that is not the most pleasant one. It's a card that suggests that, things may not be working out as you are hoping for them to work out. Perhaps some plans are canceled. Perhaps there's, some gathering that you were hoping or looking forward to that's going to be canceled or not go the way you were planning for it to go. So make sure you do preparations in advance of that, and of course be aware. Let's see what mystical wisdom cards can clarify for us. We've got competition, summon courage and self-confidence. We have face your fears, release the power of fear, and money, find a way to abundance. Definitely really wonderful cards here. But if we start from the first, competition, requires courage and bravery as well as self-confidence. And a little competition actually helps everyone involved, because when you are working against a strong competitor, it makes you better because it pushes your boundaries. And as a result, you become much stronger, much more versatile, and much more capable of achieving your goals faster, because you're able to see how other people do it. And of course, facing your fears is very important. And this card primarily deals with shadow work. So sometimes we have emotions that are uncomfortable. It's important to bring those uncomfortable emotions into the light and deal with them, because what happens when you deal with uncomfortable emotions, you incorporate them into your being. And when you do that, you become whole. You are whole already. You don't need, parents or children or spouses or friends. You're whole already. And as a result, you can manifest incredible abundance, incredible things into your life. And, when you do shadow work, sometimes it can be a little bit unpleasant because you have to address those uncomfortable emotions. And, those feelings can upset us. Those feelings can disappoint us, if you will, but it's important to work through them, and that requires patience, that requires training, so that you're able to stand strong as a whole person. Then any fear that comes, your way, you're able to defeat. So this is very important to do some shadow work, Scorpio. Make sure that you incorporate that into your daily routine or into your monthly routine. Do something that normally you wouldn't do, something that you would find uncomfortable, because then you become stronger, more courageous, and you're able to overcome many different challenges, as well as advise people you love how to overcome those challenges as well. And of course, money suggests that there's a lot of opportunities in abundance, to create abundance, that are coming towards you. So make sure to take advantage of those opportunities. But first and foremost about money is, that gives us stability. Why do people like money? Because money gives us stability and freedom. But again, you have to first feel it on the inside. When you're able to have confidence in your skills, when you're able to have confidence in your experience, then you're able to manifest things much easier. And that includes money as well. There are many different chants you can do on the YouTube. Like, you can find chants for manifesting unexpected money, or manifesting less obstacles when it comes to money. One thing I do remember, dear Scorpio, is that there's going to be an eclipse coming up on actually tomorrow, I believe. And so this particular eclipse is going to be very powerful. The eclipse takes place when a full moon or a new moon activates the lunar nodes. In essence, the lunar nodes represents your ultimate destiny. The north node represents the direction you're headed toward, and the south node represents the energy you're moving away from. This eclipse that's going to happen tomorrow has the potential to speed you up to, toward your fate, toward your, what you want to see happen as well. And what this particular eclipse is going to do for you, Scorpio, is that it's going to bring changes when it comes to your finances. And remember that sometimes it's not about how much you make, it's how much you spend. I mean, I have friends who make a lot of money and still don't feel like they have enough, and then I have friends who don't make so much money and have really nice things because they know how to address money. And as a result, they're much happier because they're not killing themselves at work. And also, they have nicer things, nicer cars, nicer, homes, nicer phones that they use, but they make less, like half what my wealthier friends make. So it's really important to evaluate how you see money. Why is money so important? Why is it that you find security in money rather than, how you feel on the inside? You don't need materialistic things to prove you're successful. You don't need materialistic things to prove you're worthy of admiration. So make sure to set financial goals that actually reflect your deeper needs. Let's see what we can clarify with the 3 energy oracle cards that I pulled. We've got the Sun and Community. I mean, this card and the 3 of Cups are exactly the same. You're definitely celebrating in the month of June. Good for you, Scorpio. Some of you are going to take a little bit of time off. Others are going to reconnect with family members or friends. You're definitely going to laugh and have a really good time. So make sure to kind of take full advantage of that. But also, keep an eye out on that 10 of Swords, because clearly some relationship in your life is very much troubled, and so you want to make sure to be very careful about how you address it, Scorpio. But I'll get back to that in just a second. I like that you have the Sun. You have an incredible opportunity coming to you. You have incredible happiness and joy that you're going to experience in the month of June. There's a lot to look forward to. But going back to this relationship, there is going to be a relationship in the month of June that's not going super well for you. So make sure that you do that shadow work. Make sure to address and reevaluate things. Is there something that you can go back? Is there something in the past that perhaps the decision that you made that didn't work out for you so well? And as a result, this relationship is coming to an end for you. You definitely want to do some shadow work. You definitely want to address things that no longer work for you and get rid of them. Not every relationship in your life, you're going to have the entire life. Sometimes relationships only last a year or 10 or half our life, but it's important to make sure that relationships that you do have in your life are helpful to you, that make you feel better, that bring out your potential, that bring out good things out of you, wholesome things, meaningful things. So you definitely want to address that. And remember that there's a new moon coming up in Gemini, and that will be a really wonderful opportunity. I believe June 11th, but you want to double check because it could be June 10th. I think it's June 11th, and that is a really good time, dear Scorpio, to write down a ritual, light a candle, say the words that you've written down, because new moon means new cycle, means you can bring a new relationship into your life or reinforce one that needs reinforcing. It's an opportunity to make things better. So you definitely want to make sure to focus on that. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Scorpio. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I will see you next time.